I was not ready for this one. Nothing could prepare me for this. I needed time to grieve, think, and process this before I did this review. So it's almost been 24 hours. Let me just say, I got beef with Ryan Murphy. My emotions was all over the place. I thought I was on Goliath from Magic Mountain, okay? Up and down, up and down. They be playing with us too much. They need to stop. I'm Ashley. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Leave a comment letting me know what you thought about this series finale of Pose, Season 3, Episode 7. Let's get right to it. So they started off this episode with someone we never seen before, and I was like, why are they doing this? Why are they giving us a new character when this is the last episode? But we quickly found out that the patient that Blanca was taking care of, named Troy, was HIV positive, and he got on the trial list to take multiple drugs at the same time, and it worked. His T cells and red blood cells was low, but everything else was fine except for that fungus that he had on his tongue. So she prescribed him some antifungal cream, and he was like, it wasn't just that cream, girl, I'm on this list. And she was like, what? So yeah, it was a whole miracle. But sadly, Pray Tell wasn't doing good at all at the beginning of this episode. He had caught pneumonia, and the doctor said it wasn't looking good for him, and Pray Tell was like, yeah, this is it. This is it for me. He didn't even tell anybody that he was in the hospital. He was like, y'all was going to find me sooner or later. So Judy, Chris, and Blanca got together, and they were trying to figure out how to get Pray on this trial list. And Chris was like, he doesn't know not one Black or Latin person that's on that list. They don't get offered for that list or nothing. So Blanca's like, how are we going to get Pray on this list? And Chris is like, we're going to have to scare him. So they went to this one white nurse. It's important to say white. They asked her how many people are on this list. And she's like, I can't tell you that. And Chris was like, 80. He found out from somebody else. And then they were like, well, how many people on this list is Black or Latin? And she's like, I can't tell you that either. And Chris was like, 2. The lady was going on about how they can interrupt the study and make the study go wrong. And they're like, how are we going to make the study go wrong? The study can't be accurate if you only have 2 Black and Latin people on there. You need diversity on that list, ma'am. And then the white nurse was like, well, I don't like to be threatened, but you're making a lot of sense too. So I'm going to make some calls and get your friend on that list. And then that's when Chris was like, make a call for Pray Tell and one for Blanca. I was like, yes, you better do it. Get one for your girl. Praise be. But Blanca was like, I don't think that I deserve it because I'm not as sick as Pray Tell or other people out there. And Chris was like, well, you need to take it anyway because, you know, this disease can attack your immune system out of nowhere, you know. He told her, I don't want to lose you. You don't have to trust the CDC or the government, but do you trust me? And she was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, yes, sis. Yes, you do. I'm so happy for Blanca. She got a man. So they told Pray about the medication, and Blanca and Pray took it at the same time. But before they took it, Blanca was like, are there any side effects? And Pray's like, besides living? I don't care. Give me these pills. So they took it. And then when they came back from the commercial break, I was like, what's going on? Because Pray was walking down the street looking fierce. And I thought Ricky was seeing a ghost. I was like, is this a ghost or is this really Pray walking down the street? Thank God it wasn't no illusion or no ghost because this show loved to throw in a ghost real quick. It was really Pray Tell. The medicine started working. He was telling Ricky he never felt this good before. And I was like, hallelujah, praise him. I thought he was about to die. You know, I was like, ooh, he living. He got another chance at life. Let's go, you know. But, you know, we get to that later. He was also telling Ricky that after rehab, he was looking for a community. So he got involved in the gay men's choir. And they got up there and started singing with the choir. And Ricky started to be a part of the group too. Then we see Blanca and Pray talking about that quilt again. He said, I want this quilt to tell people who I am. And who I am is a celebration of that world. The world he's talking about is the boss. And he said, I want to be remembered as a representation of what the boss can be. Hope, joy, family, and sometimes viciousness. And Blanca was like, well, there's not a lot that's going to need to be remembered because we're about to live out here. According to our last blood test, like, She's like, I can't believe this is real. And I was like, me either, sis. Like, y'all about to live. And they started making plans like we can go to Paris for Christmas and sit in the park. And I was like, yes, tweet, tweet, tweet. Listen to those birds sing in the park, okay? And that's just what I'm talking about them playing with our emotions like that. Because we see Pray Tell sick, and then he gets all better by that medication. And you know what? You know what? Nah. They play too much. Because then, we see Ricky telling Pray Tell that he's tired. He almost 30 and he's tired of auditioning. Tired of jumping from house to house and bed to bed. And Pray Tell's like, you're your best when you're on stage. That's where you shine. And then all of a sudden, Ricky started crying. Like, and I was like, what you crying for? And then Pray Tell's like, what's wrong? I'm all like, what's wrong? I'm with Pray Tell. What's wrong over here? And then he started unbuttoning his shirt. And I was like, what's that? It looks like a little blood clot where his heart is. And I was like, ah, shit. Then Judy's crying to Pray, telling Pray that she don't want to see no more people dying. And with this new trial, there's hope. And then here comes Blanca and Chris with the bad news, talking about they're not letting no more people of color into the trial. So Pray's like, so they're going to save us and then have us live with survival's guilt? No. They all decide that they have to do something. Something has to be done. So they decide to protest. So now we skip to they about to turn this ball out. They about to shut it down. And Chris is at his first ball ever. And Blanca's telling Pray while they're getting ready in the mirror that he tells her that she's beautiful and smart and deserves everything every day. He pushes her to do better, and his lease is over at the end of the month and he moving in with her, and I'm just cheesing the whole time with happiness. She's like, I'm a lucky girl. And Pray's like, no, he's the lucky one. Because he got a real one. And I was like, period. So Blanca asked Pray, what's on your bucket list? And he was like, I done did almost everything on my bucket list when I left my mama house. He said he was able to live his truth unapologetically. He tore it up on the ballroom floors and posed with the best of them, including you, he said to Blanca. He was like, my precious, precious sister. And no, my name may not be on labels all across the Atlantic, but my impact has been felt here. Then right after that, we see them shutting it down, tearing it up, making everybody gag out there on that ballroom floor with Ain't No Mountain High Enough. All of the proceeds, all of the money are going to people struggling with HIV and AIDS. They're going to donate it to that. But then, it started raining. I was like, oh my God, yes, rain on me, Ashanti voice. They got 10s across the board. They got their trophy. And then I saw this hat. I was like, yes, hat, you better come through, hat. A moment for the hat real quick. So Pray asked Chris how did he like his first ball, and Chris loved it, duh. Like what? I've never done that. I wish I could go to a ball. I'd be getting my life. But yeah, Chris invited them to dinner at their place, Chris's and Blanca's place, because he moving in there. He was like, I'm gonna cook dinner for us four. And they was all down, Blanca, Chris, Ricky, and Pray. And what got me looking side-eye was they was walking off, Chris and Blanca, and Pray turned around talking about, hey, yo, Doc, take care of her. And I was like, well, of course, duh. Like, what you talking about, Pray? And then I say a little prayer by Aretha Franklin started coming on when Pray was at home taking off his makeup, blowing out his candles, and walking fiercely to his bedroom. And something about it didn't seem right at all. It didn't sit right in my stomach, okay? It was like I ate some bad food and I gotta go throw up. That's what I was feeling like. And I found out right after that why I felt sick. Because Pray Tell was dead. He was deceased. Okay, I was shook. Ricky came over to his house and he saw him in his bed and he was like, Pray, wake up. And I'm over here like, wake up. He wouldn't wake up. His eyes was wide open in the bed. He tried to give him CPR. It wouldn't work. And he called 911. And then we see him in the hospital. And then we see Blanca getting the bad news that Pray is dead. Okay. And, I don't be really crying. I'm not a crier when I watch shows. But this was like hard. This is real sad. And then, we see them hugging each other. And then she lets out this scream. And I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. So they were sitting around the table, and they was like, maybe it was all in his head. Maybe he thought he was getting better and he wasn't. And then it was like, the doctor said that his organs failed. And that's when Ricky was like, I'm on the same medication as y'all. And it was like, how? And it was like, well, Pray Tell's been giving me some medicine. He said he had the hookup, with the same pills that y'all was taking. And then he came to the conclusion that Pray had stopped taking his own pills and started giving them to him. And, he started crying. And, the show had me for a second thinking, oh, maybe Ricky and Pray Tell are going to get back together. That's going to be the happy ending. But nah, we couldn't get that happiness. His mom, Charlene, stopped by Blanca's house, and she told her that she's ashamed and that she knows what she meant to Pray Tell. And she knows that, you were Pray's best friend, his sister, and his real mother. She says Pray had a will, and she gave power of attorney to her sister Jada, and she had to, get on her knees damn near to, have her fulfill one of his last wishes. But she can't fulfill the wish without her help. She's like, I have half of Pray's ashes and you have the other half. Do you think he'll be okay with that? And Blanca's like, I think he would want that. And then she tells her about the lockets that he wanted everybody to have with his ashes in it. And I was like, wait, hold up. Now, did she mean that Jada wasn't trying to have everybody have a locket with his ashes in it when she said that she didn't want her to fulfill one of his last wishes? Because that's sketchy. But yeah, anyway, she was like, after you get done with the lockets, you're going to have some left over and you can do whatever you want with it. So Charlene is about to leave now, and Blanca tells her, I can't get any more minutes with Pray, but I'm glad I get to have these few minutes with you. And then they cry and they hug. So now we see the ACT UP protest group are having a meeting, and then they all come to the decision to drop off the dead bodies on the FDA's doorstep. One lady was like, my son told me to drop his body off at their doorstep. So they all come to the agreement to do that and, dump the ashes there too. Then we see Blanca giving everybody their necklace, and Pray left a note for all of them, and she read each of them their note. And I was like, ooh, is Electra going to get one? Because remember, Pray was like, she can't get one. So Blanca gave her one. She was like, she told her originally, Pray said you couldn't get one, but he was playing around. So she reads everyone their letter, and then Angel's like, what did he say to you? And she was like, nothing. We never had anything left unsaid. So then we see them back at the protest, people getting beat up. Not none of the main cast, thank God, because I would have been flew through that TV. But yeah, they were all protesting outside, and then we see Blanca release Pray's ashes, with everybody else when they put it on the FDA's doorstep. Then after that, we see a little bit of Ricky singing in the gay men's choir. And then we get to 1998. I believe we were just in 1996, and we flash up to 98. And Blanca and Chris are in their 4-year anniversary. And she's officially a nurse. She doesn't work at that same hospital. She works at St. Vincent's now. And Judy is now working with the babies. She's in labor and delivery department now. She says she didn't become a nurse to just watch and help people die. She's happy in this baby department. She gets to see life born. Life born? Does that make any sense? I don't know. I don't think she said it like that, but y'all know what I mean. They started talking about how, Blanca's telling her that she volunteers now because she didn't think she was going to live before, but since she knows that she's going to live, she has to volunteer to give back to what was given to her free, and how she talks to Pray all the time and how he gives her advice. And then that's when we see a full circle thing happen. We see Blanca calling this girl to the office named Safari, and she tells her that she tested positive for HIV, but she don't have to worry because there's drugs available for her. She tells her that when she first got HIV, it was a death sentence, but now they have these meds that you can take and you can live a long, healthy life. The girl said, I can't afford none of that, and Blanca was like, it's all right, I'm going to help you figure it out. I'm going to sign you up to the AIDS Drug Assistance Program. Blanca asked her if she worked the piers, and she said yeah, and Blanca was like, that's all right, I used to work the piers too. Back when I used to do it, it was 6, now it's only 1. And she was like, you know what, Saturday night, there's a function and I think you might enjoy it. It's where I found my community. So, yeah, she invited her out. And then we see the girls strolling down the street looking like Sex in the City. They had a cute little brunch. Electra doesn't know what Sex in the City is. She was like, I don't have a TV in my penthouse. It rottens the brain like cream of wheat. And here is where we got to see what they've been up to. And I wish that we got to see more of it. It's like they just jumped right into it. Like we didn't get to see anything leading up to it. Like Electra's phone sex business turned into a webcam business. And I would have liked to see, her working that out, seeing how it became and whatnot. And Electra is quietly giving money to those drug treatment facilities and hospitals on the low. Like she's not trying to make a big deal about it and be like, look at me, look at me. I'm like, yes, a humble queen. And she's paying for hormones and surgeries too. If I ever got rich like Auntie Queen Electra, I'm going to be giving it out too. I won't be stingy. And Angel is all about that mom life. She's stay-at-home mom. She's like, my baby just started the 3rd grade. And I was like, yes, girl, you're a baby. And Poppy is getting her back in the game. They're about to put her on this hairspray bottle that's for thick, curly hair. And Blanca told everybody that Damon sent her a letter. He's living in Chicago now with this man who owns 3 dance studios. And he teaches in them too. Because, that part's important. And, of course, we know that, Blanca's a certified nurse, graduated and all that, certified. And Lulu is helping people with their taxes now. Give her a call. She at First Manhattan. Blanca told all of them to come out to the ball that night. And they all was like, nah, I'm busy. And I was like, what? Y'all busy? Y'all can't show up at the ball tonight? The audacity. Then we jump to the ball and we see Lamar tearing it up. Real brief though. I wish we would have got more Lamar in this episode. We got gypped and we got introduced to some more kids this episode. Some more, ballroom kids. And I was like, okay. They real basic, but okay. And then we see that Ricky is a father now. Like, what? And it just seems odd to me with his little outfit on. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling that. But okay, if he happy. And they out here calling Blanca grandma. Now, Auntie Queen Electra said she wasn't about to come out to the ball tonight, but that was a lie. She was there to surprise Blanca. She presented her with the legendary Mother of the Year award. Everybody showed up. Lulu, Angel, Poppy. They was all there supporting Blanca. Then we see Blanca heading out on her way home. And then this other house stops her. And they're like, how come y'all always win? We always losing. How can we win? And then that's when Blanca gives them the advice that Pray Tell gave her. And Pray Tell's ghost is there. He's standing back there saying the same thing that Blanca is saying then because he knows it because he said it himself. I don't like when they bring the dead back, y'all. I mean, when they dead, they dead. They got on my nerves with that in season 2. They was always bringing Candy back, and I was like, why y'all kill her if y'all gonna bring her back, like, all the time? But anyway, besides that, the advice was great. She gives them the advice, and then she walks, away down the street and across the street, and it goes off. Overall, I think that the series finale was good. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think that a few things was rushed. Like, I wish that we could have gotten more of a backstory, like seeing them become successful in, like, their new jobs and whatnot. But, I mean, I get it. We had a whole pandemic out here. I saw that this was part 1. So, hopefully, there is a part 2. I'm confused because I thought that this was just it. I'm sad to see this show go. I really love this show. It was one of my favorite shows. We need more shows like this representing trans people, LGBTQ plus community as a whole, period. And positive shows, not no BS. I love these characters. I love these people. And I will be sure to be supporting them in all of their future endeavors. I'm sad, y'all. I'm about to cry again, and I'm not a crier. Leave a comment letting me know what you thought about this series finale. Like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.